favor?
Right,
Motion for the minutes of January 6th, special select board meeting.
I'll second that.
I'm in favor.
All those
Okay.
in favor?
There was only the three of us, Carol.
Yeah,
and
there
Dave.
were.
wasn't there,
Okay,
so-
who
That's
made
right.
a motion for the minutes? Who did the
I
motion?
did the motion,
And
Were you
but
there?
I didn't vote though, I just made it.
Okay,
And I seconded it.
But Nancy and Jason and I
We're
approved
over.
it. Yeah, we're good.
and me, was I there?
No,
you
just
weren't.
the three
You
of you
weren't
were
there.
there, right, so.
But you were approved in absentia.
You did talk to
You
Renee.
can't vote,
No.
3-0, I did approve an abstention. Okay, there, I think that's a good word.
And then I'll make a motion to approve the January 18th minutes.
And a second,
Oh, second.
all in favor?
Which one is that for?
The 18th minutes.
Okay, we haven't even moved this. We're getting ahead of ourselves. But I think we're doing that because new businesses, can we skip right to shellfish?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Amanda, you're on.
I'm on. I don't know what I'm on for, but I'm here.
The annual shellfish annual review, I don't know, do you want to tell us anything?
So we are working on the review. We have to submit it to DMR every year. Sheldon and I have the board and stuff. I do the conservation.
I do the budget.
You do the budget. So we all have our fair hands in it. But a few things that we did want to bring up is that we are looking to increase our recreational license fees. I can't remember.
What does that mean?
Okay, so we have two different kinds of licenses. We have recreational and commercial. Recreational licenses we do weekly or yearly, and most of the time they're sold to tourists.
Oh, okay, okay, I
And it
got it.
allows them a peck a day,
A peck of fish?
a peck of clams.
Clams.
I'm just gonna say the least.
And then you have the commercial ones, and
That you would sell.
those are the ones
Got
we
it.
use for income.
Yeah.
Well, we found that we were selling a lot of the recreational licenses, so we decided to increase the amount of the fee. It was pretty steep, from what I remember, with the idea that for $5 extra you buy the year license instead of
Yeah.
buying the weekly license.
Yeah.
I don't have it off the top
This is
of
the
my head.
minutes if you want.
Yeah, I don't have it off the top of my head.
She provides them to me.
Yeah. So we looked, because originally the yearly licenses was $25 for residents and $50 for non-residents. for the year.
Non-recreational, right?
This is
Oh,
recreational.
okay, yeah.
So we wanted to increase that to $35 for residents. So it's adding $10 for residents and then going up to $70 for non-residents for the yearly license.
And that's, you can have how much a peck, is it?
You're allowed a peck a day. And then our weekly licenses were originally $5 for resident and $10 for non-resident. And what we chose to do was to bring the resident license up to $25 a week and the non-resident license up to $50 a week, with the idea that they'll.
So that weekly, is that recreational too? No.
Yes,
No,
weekly is recreational also.
And so what's the
Okay.
$25 for residents to going up to 30?
That's for weekly. Oh no, that was the old one, yearly. We do weekly
Oh, that's
It's
and
only
that's-
yearly.
$10 more
yearly?
to buy a yearly one, and
Mhm.
it
Right.
seems, well, you already voted on this, so no, I won't comment.
So
But just
Amanda,
the-
this has not been in place for a year yet, right?
This has not even been in place
This is
yet.
not taking effect
For a minute.
until July 1st.
Well, when
yes.
were the old,
The
when
whole-
were the
the
old
whole-
fees?
So, like, if tourists come, they gotta pay $25.
When were the old
Oh,
fees put into effect? Like how
About
long?
20 years ago.
So these have been the costs
Oh,
for
then the-
20-something years?
Yeah, and the reason why we were talking about this increase is because if somebody goes down and gets a peck, that's 12 pounds. During summer, when they're getting them, they can be anywhere from $2.50 to $5 a pound.
Yeah.
So they would be, for that one peck, they can be paying anywhere from $36 to
Yeah,
$50, and that's digger price.
yeah,
That's not what they're gonna pay at the stores.
yeah, no.
So now you're saying they gotta pay $50 for the week?
If for non-residents.
Do you think they will? Well, those are all the tourists.
I found it to be a little steep, but I am not a voting member on the committee, so I couldn't.
I just think
Well, I just
everybody
don't
should cover
want
their
them.
costs and make a little profit.
But there were also, if I recall, there's some state guidelines in terms of how much you can increase at a given time. So we were also trying to catch up.
Yeah, well, the rules also for that guideline is if it's over $200. And the only side from that rule is we can only charge non-residents 1.5 times residents. So those are the two rules we had to follow. So this was what they decided on. Personally, I was more in favor of the 15 and 30, but
So that's
it
why
seemed
the
far more reasonable.
commercial is 100 and then 250 for non-residents, or is it 400?
Well, that's if with conservation. If you don't do conservation, it's $300. If you do conservation, then it is $100 for resident.
And the
And then
non-resident
non-resident
is
is $450 and $200.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so this works with that.
Yeah,
This is,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, let them, they wanna go and take their clams and get it cheaper and have a lot of fun, they can pay, yeah. Well, see how it works, right?
well, the thing is,
What
it's
happens if
7
they get
days.
caught without one of those licenses? Do we have someone?
Most of the time we sell them one
Oh, you sell
to get
one?
them out of the fine because they have, if we write them a
Like
summons,
if you
they
find
have
a-
to show up to court.
The ordinance
So if they're in a
allows
different
for it.
state,
So
they're not gonna
you
show
can
up to
just-
court
so if
for
you're
a
on the
$300
beach with
fine.
someone who you know doesn't live here and they're just digging away the clams, you say, you know, do you have your license?
Yep.
I mean, but if you don't, it is what it is.
Yeah, and we usually sell it to them right on the beach.
Good.
And
That's
it
what
saves,
That's
and
how
the
it should
thing
be.
is, it saves them from having to come back to the state to go to court
Right.
and pay a $300
Oh, do you
fine.
have the little form there? I mean, do you have the little?
Yep, I
You
have,
I
Oh.
issue her
Oh, good.
like 10.
Oh,
yeah, like
good.
10 of them and I,
That's what I was
She
wondering.
brings them back
Yeah.
next week.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Oh, we also voted, we wanted, cause I went through all the licenses and most of our diggers will show up to the 2 meetings, but they won't do the rest of the conservation time. So they don't get anything for it because they didn't put in their beach time. We voted to add that if you did the 2 meetings, we would deduct $50 off of the license. So you
So
would
give
pay
them some
$250
incentive.
instead of $300. But in order to make that change, we're gonna need a special meeting and a warrant. And I have a couple of other things that also need to
Well,
go
that's
through,
not
which
going
is
till August.
spelling errors and a couple rewordings. So Heidi will be at our next meeting, which we will go through all the logistics stuff. I will give her a copy of the changes so she could put it in front of her boss. And once he approves it, then we can set up stuff on the town side to get it pushed through and done. Because we'll need a special meeting. And I know I can drag 25 diggers to a meeting. I just have to figure out how to piss them off first.
Just to confirm, the next meeting is next Monday,
Yes.
coming.
Conservation will be set up soon.
Is when? Because I'll show up when he shows up.
Next Monday, 6 o'clock.
The 6th of February.
Also, with the shellfish warden, I talked to Sheldon. He's gonna take over the 10 hours for the next 2 months. I am working full-time. I'm taking 3 college classes, one of which is with Brian Deal. And
Oh, fun.
and I'm a little overworked.
I can
So,
imagine.
Well,
You're
I
only
was-
working full-time? That's
You
slow for
passed
you.
your test for.
I passed my
oil
master
burner.
oil
You passed
burner.
your oil burner test.
Yep, passed my
That's
master's.
very cool.
So, that's why I'm kinda like with the breeze today, because I have GIS homework to go to.
Okey-dokey.
Does that mean you can do our mapping later?
Thank you.
As long as I
Amanda.
have access to the programming, yeah, in all honesty, cause I'm already working on the map for Federal Harbor.
Good.
Which I have a meeting with Melissa this weekend to go over, cause all the questions, I have everything outlined. I haven't physically written it, but the ideas are there.
Where's your, RH Foster shirt?
We're owned and operated by, but I get to keep my shit.
Oh, this is the Eastern, the takeover of.
Yeah.
But- So they're not gonna
Yes.
change the logo? They're just gonna keep them on the
It's,
truck?
all they did was just put a little logo on my door and called it a day.
Oh, wow.
The irony is that I actually left RH Foster to go to Eastern and now
Oh,
I'm
now
back.
you're, oh, that's really
That's why I
funny.
asked you.
But I did get a pay raise, so I'm not complaining too much, and I'm
There
gonna
you
get
go.
another one, so.
All
Good.
right,
Good
yay, good for you. Well,
But-
thanks, Amanda.
Any other questions before
We're
I take
good.
off?
Yeah,
No,
good
study.
job.
Amanda.
Like that
Okay,
money.
have a good
Amanda.
night, guys.
Okay, yes, accept community action.
Actually, letter.
Yeah, this was, just an old business because there's a form that we need to sign or authorized me to sign it, to accept the grant. You guys didn't actually, we couldn't confirm the amount. We have been,
But now it's $47,830.
correct.
So I make a motion, we allow Renee to sign the acceptance of
I'll
this project.
second that.
Second,
All in
yeah.
favor? All right, there you go.
Once we get money, we'll sign it.
Okay, that's
There
good.
goes the boss.
So as far as the lease renewal goes on the first agenda item, it's going to be sent to the town. It's been told, the lawyer said, just put it on the August town meeting, let the people decide.
Mhm.
Always better to have the whole town behind something. So, oh, I got some good news, I guess it's good news. I can find it. Did you guys get the safe harbor? Oh, here they are. So, I submitted a safe harbor report to the harbor board, and
Yes, you did.
so there's been frequent communication with the Maine DOT concerning the transfer of the project. We're awaiting funds procured by Senator Collins to put in the US DOT grant account. So it's going directly from the omnibus bus bill, that money. So the appropriations people are putting another $10 million in, up to 10 million, in the account that we already had 19.5 million in. As soon as that is completed, which they told me would take a month or two, so maybe by the end of February, the Maine DOT has already amassed a team of 7 people, I believe, that are working on the project before the official transfer. I actually got a call from somebody who said that he had to come up here and do a survey of like 100 square yards, and he called to see if he could rent Lavorna Dune, and I said, what's this for? And he goes, a breakwater, and I'm like, well, that's great, that's great. So anyway, it looks like things are happening. Suzette found a really good rate, 3.75% for a 13-month CD, so the $85,000, if you're willing to agree to that, will make approximately $3,000 a year. And I'm sure the rates are gonna go up because they're raising them even as we
Yeah.
speak today. So after the 13 months, we'll get a better CD, and we're trying to amass more money for the maintenance.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, do you want a motion for that?
Somebody makes a motion.
I move that you accept that. Yeah.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Did you get that?
Very well said.
And we have,
We
we have to sign, oh yeah, so here's the bank, Suzette got it all prepared. She did go to, Machias Savings and Bar Harbor, no, she went to Bar Harbor, Machias, and another one. Bar Harbor gave us the highest interest rate, but she did go to 3 banks. So nothing was over a 3, except
It's 13 months and that's a break.
oh, yeah. And what do we, oh, so we agreed, so you have to sign, I have to sign, Suzette has to sign. I know right away,
What's the moral?
oh, and I don't know who signs that. If your name's under it.
What's the Mirage team, Carol?
That's the,
Marine Access construction administration.
something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
There.
it's the
Department.
Marine Administration
Yeah.
team, and that's their nickname.
Same thing,
Okay.
it's just more paperwork for the same thing.
Oh, okay, so this is the same CD, and that everybody can sign this one.
This is the bank paperwork, that's the town paperwork.
Make them pay the penalty.
That's right. Oh, so we don't have to do that.
Wow, that's all
Nail
encouraging.
biting.
We did that. Okay, so I don't see other business. Do we have other business?
One is.
Oh, see, did you get a certificate like I did?
Yes, this is in
Oh,
your
I did,
file.
I just sent it to Renee and had her put it in the folder, I didn't print one.
It's for.
I took it last
what-
week.
It's for the
Prices.
G402 Senior Officials Workshop. It's for
For
emergency
FEMA, yeah,
FEMA.
yeah.
Yeah,
Emergency something that we had to do. I don't know.
emergency, what is it, incident management, IM,
And
What I
training,
learned from that whole 2 hours is
National
work
Incident
up the
Management
chain.
System.
don't go and
Yep.
just start thinking you know how to do
Yep. What was
emergencies. It was for emergency management.
there was an email sent from
Well.
the MMA about, incident management training that was opened up, and it was actually like at a Knox County, but they had a Zoom option that people could Zoom in on, and
I did the first one, there was
you
hardly
got a
anybody on that
fancy
one.
little
Actually, it's
certificate.
another business, I can just let you know, tomorrow I'm attending a EMS meeting, they've decided to do like a mass, to try to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Where all the bigwigs of the state EMS are gonna be meeting again in Columbia Falls, that's kind of like the central place, so rather than we come all the way to Lubec and go back home to that meeting, I'm just gonna go right to that meeting tomorrow, so I'll be out of the office for that.
Very
Quickly,
important.
It's a lot of,
I mean, I can remember in York County 12 years ago, the same challenge, with the fire department and ambulances and
Worse
EMS.
now.
It is, that's what
After
I'm just
COVID.
saying, like, is there any,
well, and this would be a good time to say to the public, Lubec is in a good position. Lubec is doing it right.
because of the
Yes,
housing and, right,
Exactly. You
right.
have Down East EMS
Right,
who is
yes.
here. You pay your share,
Right.
90,000 plus towards EMS, and you've been doing it for years. That end of the county does not do that. So Lubec is the poster child, and I'm like a liaison to show them that.
Oh, good.
But where in Lubec can you work and have benefits, retirement, vacation time, sick time, personal time, dental insurance, health insurance, other than a school or the medical center?
There
Down East
isn't.
EMS does. So if you want a good job in Lubec, think about
With all the
working.
training paid for.
Yes,
Mhm.
and your
Right.
schooling can be paid for, and you can start out as being a driver. You don't have to be a full-fledged EMT to start.
Yeah.
It's a
long as you're not
great
Doc
career.
Martin.
It is.
So
Do we
it's
need more?
county
We
wide.
do need
We
more.
Do you
need
ever
more.
go to
Because
high schools
Matt
and talk to them
Marlene
about
came
that?
up just for 2 minutes.
Yeah, right. No, not at this time.
Because that might be an idea.
Yeah.
What was
To
it?
go to
High
high
school.
school. You gotta have a driver's
Absolutely.
license.
Yeah.
They don't do any kind of, at the new technical high school built over.
They
in-
don't, because
Columbia.
the community
Oh,
college,
no, it's not Columbia. Is it Columbia?
It
I
is.
think it is Columbia Falls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Columbia, I think.
They don't do
Yeah.
any,
No, because the community colleges hold the strings on the training.
Which community college?
Western Maine and through Washington County. They work together. It's mostly Eastern Maine and Washington County Community College. Because you gotta have a lot of equipment
Yep,
to do
yep,
training,
no, I can,
and they're already set up. But yeah, that conversation, that's part
do
of the
they bus
conversation.
those students anywhere for training? Would they built that whole new high school to train them there, right? So they wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily.
Well,
Okay.
their respective high schools bus them to that center.
I know, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that if they were to use.
And
two
is it
facilities-
good for
either
all
of
of
the
Washington
facilities
County?
used.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, how
You know,
do they get
it-
buses? Somebody from here wanted to go.
I presume Machias and, Machias is a part of it.
Oh, it's
too.
part,
High school students get bused to that
oh,
location.
when they're already at their high school.
Yes.
Okay, so one of
They
our
go to
kids-
school and then they get bused.
No,
Oh.
I was just
I
thinking
see
it
what
was
It's
you're
like
like
an
saying.
a,
industrial
It's a
park.
technical-
the
yeah.
high school
That's
will like take
So
the
they
kids
take
to
like
the
a
college for the training.
3-hour block.
They do CNA courses there.
Right.
What I'm curious about, and I think this is vital to having an industrial wing or a college like that, is to do a needs assessment. Like, what's in demand out there? Because I'll bet they don't know that.
Yeah.
I'll bet they don't know about these.
You need a high school that does that,
Hmm?
vocational technical.
Vocational
That's
school
what we
should
need,
do.
I mean,
That's
We
what that
No,
is.
but they need to do
We
it.
need more plumbers, more
Middle school,
electricians, more
regional.
more mechanics.
Yeah.
But we also need
They need
more
to get out there
teachers,
to
more
public.
nurses, more
More
doctors,
nurses,
you know,
more
like
EMTs,
they're
you're
all
right, all of
retired.
that.
Mhm.
That's right,
We're
yeah.
all baby booming, you know.
So that's what I'm doing tomorrow, just keeping y'all.
Okay,
Good point.
so, anything else?
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'd like to make a public comment real quick.
Oh,
Well, I
God.
will wait on the motion
This-
to adjourn.
Weekend, and we're on television, it's gonna be very cold. And I would like
Yes.
everyone please to be careful, be safe, wrap things up,
Stay
Yes,
inside.
Grow
stay
things
inside
up, stay inside.
Saturday.
Bring the
absolutely.
animals.
and as in love of the Bob Barker, please remember your pets.
Bring them in.
Yes, bring them
Make
in.
sure they're
I
in,
have,
it's
I have a
gonna be
couple of
cold.
cats living in my potting shed right now. I see them come out every morning.
Well, as long as they've got shelter, that's it.
They do, they have shelter.
It's
They
really
actually have
cold.
cushions and a blanket.
Oh.
Cause it's not
I'm
keeping
not
up,
bringing
it
them a
still
martini,
says,
I'm sorry.
I think -17
They
Friday
said
night
that
into
it's
Saturday
supposed
with
to, like,
wind chill.
Friday morning you'll wake
No.
up to like 10 and it'll just get colder until in the middle of Saturday night into
Into Sunday
Sunday,
morning.
it'll
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
warming up.
It'll
again.
go
And
from
then
like,
it'll
it
start
goes from
to
like
get
It's
5,
cold till Friday afternoon, correct?
Yeah.
yeah, about
Right.
1 or 2. or
Friday
something.
night's gonna, Friday night is predicted -17 in Lubec, actual temperature.
Now, checking
And
wind,
then
which is about 20
Saturday night is
miles an hour.
predicted 0 in
Yeah.
Lubec, and then Sunday is predicted to be back in the 30s.
Okay,
So
great.
it's just like
It's
Friday night and Saturday.
Friday night
Yeah.
into
And Saturday's supposed to have
Saturday, Sunday morning.
amazing wind that's supposed to make wind chill factors in the -40s. So
That's
like,
really bad.
really bad. They say
Really
5
bad.
minutes outside for people and dogs. That's
Right.
extreme.
Yeah.
5 minutes
Yeah.
is like
Frostbite.
extreme,
Yes.
you know, so,
So please be careful.
yes,
That's why I made arrangements to do my Saturday route, Thursday and Friday.
good.
Did you
Oh,
really?
good,
Yeah.
A
yeah,
lot of-
yeah, nobody
yeah.
can go, no,
Yeah.
Ralph can't die.
I know a lot of events were canceled. There were like some ice hockey events and some things that they're kicking them back to
Yes,
next weekend.
that's
'cause
right.
It's not,
I saw several on
right,
that, yeah.
it's just gonna be too cold.
So now, Jason, would you like to
Make that motion again.
make that motion?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Good.
Yeah,
Gather
second.
some wood, build a fire, make
All
some
in
soup.
favor?
Hey,
Yes, that's actually, I've all been thinking about it,
yeah.
We're still on camera.
Ralph has to die, you know, just
Oh,
Saturday. is
not
really
Saturday,
bad.
not Saturday, not thinking about it.